Today we celebrate the 6th Sunday of Easter. And the whole of this week, the church, the readings has been speaking about the divisions that we are experienced in the early church. The Hebrews wanted the non-Hebrews to follow their traditions as part of salvation. Peter would agree with this opinion that if you want to become Christian, you have to undergo all the traditions of the Jewish. But Paul disagreed. He wasn't for this. He said, no, you can still be a Christian and live. If you are a non-Hebrew, you live as a non-Hebrew. The readings highlight how problems were solved by early church, calling for meetings and discussing their differences. And up to today, they still remain one of the best ways of resolving our differences, calling a meeting and speaking yourself out. The church is trying to adopt this way of solving our differences, and that is why recently, or as it's going on, we have the synod, whereby we can meet and look at our differences. What is it that divides us? What is it that brings us? How can we work on things that divide us? And the same case, look at your family. Look at the offices where you work. Look at your friends. How do you resolve your differences? There is a way we resolve our differences. They may be hard. They may not be simple. But we have to learn to face each other and say, this is what I don't like. And the other one say, this is what I don't like. Then how can we resolve them? You don't like it, I like it. How can we resolve it? One thing also that caught my eyes, my attention in the reading of today, are also the instruction that if you know that what you do will scandalize the faith of others, please do not do it. Even when you know it's not a bad thing. At home, I can't go and sit in the restaurant just like any other person. It's scandalous. I know there is nothing wrong with that. When I came here for the first time, I went to a restaurant and the priest was putting a collar and I was like, oh my goodness, what is this? What are we doing here? You know? I cannot, even if you do, I can't go into the restaurant with my collar. I cannot. I don't feel comfortable. I will not drink anything unless I go and sit there just for that, you know? I was almost telling him, Father, why can't you go and dress well and you come, you know? I was feeling this is not fine, you know. With this collar, we are seated there with a bottle of beer. No. So, these are the things that Paul was saying, that, you know, he was speaking about the issue of meat that is offered to the idols. He was saying, I don't think if we don't believe in idols, there is nothing, you can go and eat the meat. But you see, there are some people who believe in these idols. And since they have become Christians, when they see you going to eat that meat, then you are scandalizing them. So I know there is nothing wrong with you eating that meat. But for the sake of their faith, keep it off. Don't eat it. Look at the things we do as Christians. Look at how you live in the office, where you work. How do you work there? If we can't live our Christian life where we work, then what is the need for us being Christians? If we just get angry, just like any other person, just in the office, when people who are talking behind others' back are called, even you come to receive communion every Sunday, you are among them. What is the difference? What difference do you make? Hello? Am I shouting? The second reading describes how heaven will be like. Remember, this book was written to give people hope. It also gives us a picture of 12 gates. These gates, it says that they open in 4 directions. This indicates that God's kingdom is open to all people. All people, whether you are from east, whether you are from west, whether you are from south, whether you are from north, we all belong to this kingdom. Salvation is for all of us. Salvation is for all of us, even those who don't come to church. Salvation is meant for them. Unless those who say, I don't need it. But as long as you need this salvation, it's for all of us. It's meant for all of us. Jesus came to die for all of us. Not for some, but for all of us. But the simple way of achieving this salvation is offered to us freely. And that's why I said it's for all of us. It's offered to us freely. And this is by keeping God's commandment. But also Jesus understands that keeping God's commandment is not an easy thing. It's not simple. And therefore, he promises to send us the Holy Spirit. Next Sunday, it will be a Sunday of Ascension. But Jesus still already has said that when I leave, the Holy Spirit, I will tell the Father to send the Holy Spirit in my name. Who is the advocate? Who will strengthen us in our weaknesses. We are weak. All of us have to agree on this. We are weak. We have our own weaknesses. We have our own strength. And I normally say that if somebody wants to hang on my weaknesses as Father Kibaki, you will get me. You will. If you want to hang on my weaknesses, you will get me very well. And I will never defend myself because the weakness you have gotten me. It's not a good thing. But we are told don't hang on people's weaknesses. Strengthen them. Pray for them. Ask, advise, talk to them. And this is why because Christ knows we are all weak, he is promising to send us the Holy Spirit. And he also left us peace. He says, the peace I give you. Even during Mass, we are offered peace. And sometimes we are told to offer each other the sign of peace. In my video, I try to explain what it means. What does greetings mean during Mass? Because we have 2 types of greetings. The priest saying, the Lord be with you, and also the priest or the deacon telling you, offer each other the sign of